So hi everyone and welcome to another session of the CLAT 22-23 strategy for students who have just kick-started their preparation and especially for students who are in their schools right now. तो ये जो पूरा का पूरा जो preparation की जो पूरी strategy बनाई है, I have divided it into 5 parts. The 5 parts depending on your school कि स्कूल में किस टाइप का माहौल रहेगा उसके हिसाब से I have divided this into 5 parts, right? So the first part will be from April 21 to June 21, where your school will also be focusing on completion of your syllabus in case you are in standard 11th or you have moved to standard 12th. The focus of the school should be on completion of the syllabus. July 21 to October 21 again the school will be focusing on the syllabus completion, but there is one extra and a very important element that is added during that period is your half yearlies. So obviously your test prep and your school prep has to be balanced accordingly. The third thing is from November 21 to Jan 2022. A lot of you will be having your pre-boards. Obviously all those who are in the standard 12, people who are in the standard 11 would be having those terminal examinations too. Feb 22 to March 22 for 11th it is basically around your school final examinations, and for 12th it is the month for the pre-boards. And then April and May you have all the time in the world to prepare for your law entrance test. So yes, this is a common strategy which I have framed for 22 and 23 students because first point, I want all 23 students listening to this video to take CLAT 2022. Why? एक बार तुम अगर CLAT 22 में दे दोगे, experience CLAT 1 year before so that you'll be able to plan your preparation accordingly, right? So this preparation strategy will be valid for 22 students and for 23 students as well. So I welcome you all and I start my preparation strategy. This is Karan Mehta, one of the directors of LegalEdge tutorials, bringing you CLAT 22 and 23 preparation strategy. Chalu kare. So as I said, the first 3-4 months of your preparation for your school or for your test preps का मेरा मतलब हमेशा CLAT से रहेगा, for a CLAT and other law entrance tests should be focused on syllabus completion rather than beating around the bush, rather than moving too far ahead. The focus should be on syllabus completion. ठीक है? The second focus should be on familiarizing ourselves to the type of questions that can be asked in the examination. I'll be taking 2 sections today, English language and logical reasoning. CLAT being a very different paper from a lot of other test papers happening across the nation. CLAT क्योंकि अलग है इसलिए उसकी preparation का तरीका तो definitely अलग होगा. One of the key areas of CLAT, they will be asking you a lot of comprehensions, and the comprehensions that you have faced in your schools is very different than what you'll be facing here. And therefore, to understand the kind of comprehensions, CLAT would be asking, you need to read a newspaper every day. Familiarize yourself on the variety of topics that are asked in a newspaper. We always prefer a newspaper because a newspaper is a tool that will give you a bunch of topics, a variety of topics. If you pick up a novel, it's a novel is kind of written on a single genre, but a newspaper can give you multiple articles from different genres in a single day. That's the importance of reading a newspaper. And as far as newspaper is concerned, we would prefer 3 newspapers. One is the Hindu. I'll repeat, the Hindu. Second is the Indian Express, and third is Economic Times. So ET or the Economic Times, you should be doing that. Apart from that, you should be focusing either one or both. You may pick either one among Hindu and the Indian Express. So let us understand for the next 3 months, April, May and June, what should be the focus area for English language. The first point that I've written there is newspaper reading. Why newspaper reading? because you have to familiarize yourself with the different type of content: international business, national business, economics, finance, politics, sports, spirituality, sociology, right, philosophy, psychology, a lot of variety of content, and newspaper is the best resource for that. Next, while reading a newspaper, you would understand that there are a lot of words that you might not know. So yes, this is the time where you should be building your vocabulary as well. Fine? Building your vocabulary as well. Target to have around 30 odd words per day, or one session per day from that famous book by Norman Lewis called The Word Power Made Easy. There are 40 odd sessions, one session per day, and that will take care. I mean, you'll be able to wrap up that book in a span of around 40 days, right? Along with your classes at LegalEdge, you may start focusing on a bit of grammar too, because grammar helps you in understanding comprehensions better, but the focus should be to solve at least 50 to 60 questions from your RSMs on a daily basis. RSM is the ranker study material of LegalEdge. So all those students who are a part of our classroom contact programs of CLAT, they get the RSMs delivered at their respective homes. So RSMs के through तुम्हें ये questions की practice करनी है. Yes, not to forget newspaper reading. The whole purpose of the coming 2.5 months should be on syllabus completion first. Yes, let's say if not the complete syllabus, but one part of the syllabus. Familiarizing yourself with a lot of variety of content, increasing your vocabulary, and next thing would be just improving on your grammar. Fine. As then the next 3 months, July, August, September and October, rather the next 4 months, where you will need to focus on your half yearlies as well. You'll be focusing on your school prep as well. Your newspaper reading should continue. But newspaper will be a constant thing. Okay? Again, familiarize yourself with the variety of content. So that's a must. I think good 45 minutes of newspaper reading over the next many months will be a must. Now, second point which I've written there is constantly figuring out the type of text that needs more attention. Now, in the next 3.5 to 4 months, you will understand that what type of text is comfortable for you. A lot of you might be comfortable in politics. A lot of you might be comfortable in economics. You might not be comfortable in text around sports. You might not be comfortable in text around international business, vice versa as well. So you need to understand, constantly figure out the text that you feel uncomfortable in, because that is the text that you have to work on in the coming 3 to 4 months starting July. Constantly figuring out the type of text that needs more attention. Every text is not the same. Your understanding of every text would be different. Reading at least 5 articles per week on genres that trouble. So if you are feeling a lot of trouble, let's say in economics, you should be reading at least 5 to 6 articles per week around economics. So if I'm not able to understand, how will reading a lot of articles help? Reading a lot of articles always help, because क्या होता है? Every genre has a particular vocabulary. Reading a lot of text on a particular genre will help you familiarize yourself with those kind of words, with that kind of vocabulary, and then slowly but gradually वो अपने आप improve हो जाएगा. It's like if I give you a Chinese newspaper and I ask you to read that newspaper or magazine over the next 1 month, you will still be able to relate words and alphabets in Chinese. This is still English language, and I know most of you are familiar with it. So the next thing, the reading at least 5 articles in a week on genres that trouble you. See, the uncomfortable areas are the areas that you have to work on. The comfortable areas will come natural to you. Preparation का मतलब ही ये होता है कि अपनी weaker areas को strong करना. I'll repeat, preparation means improving your weaker areas, and this is where a lot of students fail or falter. A lot of students falter in improving their weaker areas because they don't want to focus on them because they irritate them. So the areas that irritate you, the areas that give you pain are the areas will get you those ranks. So I tell this to all my students that areas that you are good at, right? Areas that you are good at will help you in your selection, right? But the areas that you are not good at, if you improve them, they will help you in increasing your rank. So your rank boosters, these are your rank accelerators or these are your rank boosters. And the problem is why a lot of students are not able to boost their rank is because these students fail to understand that they have to work on their weaker areas. They don't give time to their weaker areas. I hope this is clear. Next, vocabulary revision. All those words that you have done from April to June, they will need continuous revision. They would need continuous revision, and in this period, we'll also be starting with your mock test. Your mock test will start and you'll be having classes on your advanced grammar as well, which might not be asked directly in CLAT, but yes, there is another very important examination by the name AILET, which is All India Law Entrance Test for one of the prominent colleges of the country, which is NLU, Delhi. I hope you are taking a note of all of this. Fine. Next, from November 21 to Jan 22, where you have to focus on your pre-boards as well. Yes, this two different type of preparation will go simultaneously. You cannot score low in your school examinations. So you have to take care of your school preparation simultaneously. I'll repeat, you have to take care of your school preparation simultaneously. You cannot falter in your school examinations, else you will not be able to study for CLAT early next year, Jan, Feb, March and April, which is the last lap of your preparation. I'm assuming CLAT 23 students will also be attempting CLAT in 2022, right? Is this clear? So, for you to be extremely active in the last lap of your preparation, you should be comfortable in your school subjects, and for you to be comfortable in your school subjects, you have to do decent in your pre-boards. For you to do decent in your pre-boards, you need to do decent in your half-yearlies, and for that, you need to do decent in your unit tests and those periodicals as well. So I hope this is clear. During that 3 months period, which is November, Jan and November, December and Jan, newspaper reading, again familiarizing with a lot of content. You will still be left. You will be surprised to see that in the month of November and December, you are still figuring out certain genres that you are not able to understand. Constantly figuring out the type of text that needs more attention. Reading at least 5 articles per week on genres that you are weak in. Fine. Focus on scoring high in the English language section. Here comes, in these months, I think we can start looking at targeting a score of around 23 out of a total of around 30 to 33 questions. This is what we can aim at, and yes, it's all about being consistent. English language is all about being consistent. One error that you can do in this section is not study it. You have been ignoring English language since many years, I think since your 9th or 10th grade, right? Whenever there is an English language examination the next day, we don't have that kind of anxiety or restlessness like you might have for a mathematics examination, right? So we have been ignoring English language since our standard 9th, and that's the problem. We ignored it in 9th and 10th, in 11th, might ignore it in 12th as well. But test prep, English is one of the core areas, because English language will have an impact on critical reasoning as well as legal reasoning too. During your boards, the focus has to be on mocks and analysis only. You'll not have time to do anything else. You'll be writing couple of mocks every week. LegalEdge will be giving you two mock tests every week, along with the video analysis of each and every mock, in fact each and every question. So the focus during those 2 months has to be on your boards, plus writing 2 to 3 mock tests every week and fine tuning your preparation. Then post after your boards. Ideally, we get approximately a month to prepare. That is a time for a rapid revision along with your mock tests. So that is the time for a rapid revision, but rapid revision can only be valued if you have taken care of things from April till March. So newspaper reading was a constant thing there. Understanding the articles or the genres that you are not comfortable in, genres that get you into a lot of trouble, working on them, reading a lot of articles around those genres, building your vocabulary each day. Every single day you have to build your vocabulary. You have to add new words every single day. Yes, and then doing all those basics and complex areas of grammar too. Along with this, you will be helped with a lot of regular classes. So classes will be giving you a lot of framework. So classes give you a framework to study. My only suggestion to all of you is attend classes regularly. Just be 100% attentive in your class. Visit your class every day. You will have those beautifully made live classes. Attend those classes. If you can promise me that you will be taking around 95 plus attendance in your live classes, I can assure you that you will clear CLAT. And as a fresher, you have your best chance. And why am I saying that CLAT 23 students should follow the same routine? I'll repeat, I want all of you to be attempting CLAT in 2022. No matter how many mock tests you write, if you attempt CLAT in 2022 after completing your syllabus, even after studying current affairs, then you will have a year. In case you want to improve on any area, you'll have enough time to improve. People generally take a year drop after 12th. By this way, you might not need to take a drop. You can very well write CLAT at the end of standard 11th, though your scores will not be valid, but you can still attempt the paper and then plan your 12th accordingly. So this was an area to how to work on English language, and then your HODs of English language and your regular classes will be definitely there to help you. The next is our section called logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is divided into two parts. Part 1 is analytical reasoning. Part 2 is critical reasoning. Critical reasoning is very English language oriented, language plus reasoning, core reasoning. Analytical is a little mathematics oriented, so math plus reasoning. So to solve analytical, you need a little mathematics bent of mind. To solve critical, you need English as a weapon too. But yes, core reasoning skills are required in both of those areas. CLAT is predominantly, it's a critical reasoning paper. So expect around 75% of CLAT to be CR versus AR, whereas ALIT and other law entrance tests, LSAT being an exception, expect them to be predominantly AR, 70-75% AR and a 25% of CR. So overall, if I look at the law entrance umbrella, you have to focus on AR as well as CR. Now, the first 3 months is again building of fundamentals, focusing on syllabus completion via solving a lot of questions. So many students focus on syllabus completion via theory. Nahin, theory nahi. You have to solve a lot of questions. Target to solve 50, 60, 70 questions every single day. Every single day it will help you, because only question solving tells you the areas that you are weak at, the concepts that you are weak at, the applications that you are weak at. If you go through theory से तो हमेशा यही लगता है कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है. Theory टेस्ट नहीं करती, questions तुम्हें टेस्ट करते हैं. That's the reason why I say focus on completing the RSMs. So focus on building blocks of the critical reasoning via your classroom sessions. You'll be having a lot of theoretical and practice sessions on critical reasoning. Focus on those. Focus on AR, analytical reasoning, via classes and RSMs. RSMs again are your ranker study material booklets. Focus on completing the assignments. This is the biggest error that you can make in logic. You might read a lot of theory, but you will not be practicing a lot of questions. Practice a lot of questions. Spend time on problem solving every single day. Solve questions every day. Let me repeat. क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग से ही तुम्हें पता चलेगा तुम्हारी कौन सी एरियाज वीक हैं, तुम्हें कौन से टॉपिक्स नहीं आते हैं, तुम्हें कौन से टॉपिक्स रिवाइज करने हैं. ऑल दीज इनसाइट्स आर फिगर्ड आउट वाया प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग ओनली. दे आर नॉट फिगर्ड आउट वाया डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थ्योरी. थ्योरी ऑलवेज टेल्स यू कि तुम्हें सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. क्वेश्चंस टेल यू कि तुम्हें क्या क्या नहीं आता. दैट्स द रीजन यू शुड बी फोकसिंग ऑन क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग. July till October, give special attention on application of CR concepts in daily newspaper reading. So while reading newspaper, yes, you'll be able to apply concepts of critical reasoning as well. So in the next 2.5 months, let's understand all those concepts. And then during that period from July to October, I want you to experience those concepts every single day while reading a newspaper. You should be able to understand or differentiate between an assumption, between a conclusion, between the premise in an article. Every article will have premises, every article will have counter premises, every article will have conclusions. All these are key terms that you will be taught while we'll be taking critical reasoning classes for you. So while reading a newspaper, you should be able to bifurcate your article into these multiple areas. Then the focus should be on newspaper reading, yes, applying these concepts. So therefore, in the next 2.5 months, you have to focus on understanding those concepts, practicing enough questions so that you'll be able to apply them daily, regularly. Continue with analytical reasoning. You'll be having a lot of classes on AR, so you'll have a lot of homework with AR and RSM assignment completion. I see a lot of students starting an assignment and not completing it. Focus, the key word here is assignment completion. Fine, via regular classes. And around the month of September or October, with this kind of an attitude and after solving a lot of questions from your RSM, I am sure you should be able to achieve a score of 2022 plus in LR by October. But that's not our target. We still have a long way to go. I'm sure we'll be able to make 30 plus by April or March. So again, look at the remarks as well. This period should be focused on syllabus completion via, I think I should have underlined that, via solving a lot of questions and mock test alignment. Mock test will constantly tell you the areas that you are forgetting, the areas that need revision, the areas that you haven't done, the areas that need more focus on. So that is what I meant by alignment. So mocks align you with your syllabus, right? So your mock test will be starting from July. The next, which is another core area, which is passage based critical reasoning. But I would suggest for the next 2.5 to 3 months, rather 4 to 5 months, don't focus on passage based critical reasoning. Let passage based critical reasoning, the focus start by October end or November. Because passage based CR is just practice. Concepts are developed before that. Passage is just another way of asking the same concepts. So that will be starting by October end. You should be starting it. Focus on passage based CR and A-Lit type AR. Now when I say A-Lit type AR, the level of analytical reasoning rises a bit when you talk about A-Lit. So I think November, December, yes, when your pre-boards are going on, this will be a time to scale up. We cannot scale up too early. Understand, you cannot peak too early. Your examination is in the month of May. You cannot do stuff that should be done in January and you try and wrap it up in the month of October. No, you cannot peak early. There is a right time to peak. Understood? There is a right time to peak. Your examination is in the month of May. You should start peaking from December onwards. You shouldn't start peaking from October or September onwards. Target to get a score of 27. See, this is where I've raised the bar by January. Target to get a score of 27 plus. So it's a step-by-step process. You won't get a lot of scores immediately. Focus on these areas, then first you'll reach a score of 20, then you'll be reaching a score of 27-ish. During your boards time or during your final examination time, the focus will be on mock and analysis, fine tuning them. You will get 2 to 3 mocks every week. You will have all the time in the world to analyze those mocks before, as soon as you're done with analysis of one mock, you have another mock lined up. So during your boards, the focus is on mocks and fine tuning again. And then post your boards or post your final examinations, 1 month before CLAT, the focus will be on rapid revision. Okay? Rapid revision via classes and mock tests. So this is the complete schedule, and I want you guys to be focused on this. It's a step-by-step thing. So understand, we cannot jump onto the syllabus that we have planned from November to January. No. For that, you need a backup of July to October, and for July to October, you need a backup of April to June. April to June में जो करेंगे उसकी हेल्प हमें जुलाई टू अक्टूबर में मिलती है, जुलाई टू अक्टूबर में जो करेंगे उसकी हेल्प हमें नवंबर टू जन में मिलती है, एंड सो ऑन. वी सी दिस जर्नी एवरी ईयर. आई रिपीट, वी सी दिस जर्नी एवरी ईयर. तुम सबके लिए ये जर्नी पहली बार होगी. इन केस एनी ऑफ योर एल्डर ब्रदर्स और सिस्टर्स हैव सीन दिस जर्नी, एल्स तुम्हारे और तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स के लिए जर्नी पहली बार होगी. So it's basically you have to climb up the ladder. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 and step 5. You have to climb up gradually. हम सीधे 10th step पर जंप नहीं कर सकते, गिर जाएंगे. और अगर पहुंच भी गए, गलती से पहुंच भी गए तो लटके रह जाएंगे, उससे ऊपर जाने में समझ में नहीं आएगा. So it's a step by step process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And every step is important for the next step. ठीक है? I hope you got a broader perspective. Do visit all the lectures that we have on the syllabus of all law entrance examination across English language, logical reasoning, legal, GK and quantitative techniques and aptitude. Understand your syllabus. ठीक है? Understand your classes. Be attentive in your class. Aiming for CLAT 2023. Attempt CLAT in 2022. You will thank me. Prepare accordingly. Yes, don't just attempt, but prepare for CLAT 2022 and then thank me later for that. Okay guys, thank you so much. This is Karan Mehta signing off. See you guys at LegalEdge very soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.